Hello everybody and welcome to the Sovereign Village Project. As the U.S. is gripped with snow and sleet and ice, a lot of us are getting a chance to stress test our preparedness systems. And I've been getting a little bit of cabin fever and waxing philosophical about prepping, and I just wanted to talk about a point I'd like to make about the difference between prepping and self-sufficiency. And just for the sake of this discussion, I'm going to define prepping as traditionally prepping, what we see in prepping culture, the stocking up of supplies and skills and maybe practicing with a bug-out bag and things like that, stocking food, stocking water. I'm going to differentiate between that and self-sufficiency, which I would define as having systems to provide you with the necessities, having systems to provide you with water from your roof or a well, having energy systems, heating systems, and growing food. And today I kind of had a wake-up call with my prepping because we made a mistake on the dog food and we're out of dog food. We had everything, we have just our regular stocks of TP and everything like that set aside. But what I thought was a bag of dog food turned out to be chicken feed, so we are out of dog food. Now, that could be a really bad emergency if I was stuck here in the snow. But even though I made a prepping failure, I have that backed up and shored up by my self-sufficiency, because in a real emergency, of course, I have meat. I can just get the dog out of the freezer, which I will do, and she'll be fine. And the store is not far away. But in a real emergency, I do have rabbits, and they can mostly be fed off of the property. And those rabbits will provide a consistent source of protein for myself and for my dog and everything else. And so where there's a prepping mistake, or where prepping isn't enough, it's shored up by true self-sufficiency. Another example of that would be heat. If the electricity goes out in this storm, we do have a backup heat system, and that's a prepper thing, but I'm not really self-sufficient. I don't have my wood cook stove yet, and part of the reason is we're in this temporary cabin that we're doing a permaculture fix and flip on as we build our new house. So the new house, we will put one in, and it just wasn't financially feasible to install an entire wood-burning stove here in our small cabin, which we're selling. And so that's a case where I'm prepped, but I'm not self-sufficient, and there's a real big difference. It's a lot more secure feeling when you know that something is truly sustainable, that you could endlessly get wood to fuel your fire, or you can take energy from the sun for your electricity. In a way, it negates most prepping, because eventually it doesn't matter what the disaster is. You don't need the system, you don't need electricity, you don't need the water supply from the city, you don't need any of the things they provide, and therefore, except for major natural disasters, you're barely going to notice disasters, and you'll be ready when those natural disasters come. So I just wanted to talk about that difference and make my own personal recommendation, and it's the thing that I'm trying to do in my life, which is becoming truly self-sufficient. To me, that is real preparedness. If you're a prepper but you're drawing a line at an arbitrary number saying, oh, 100 cans of food, 100 days of food, a year of food, 100 gallons of water, I'm good. You're not good. We're never good. We're never truly safe, and we never will be. But we should be moving to a safer place constantly. And of course, you don't have to kill yourself doing this. It's in stages. Like, I don't have my wood cook stove, but it's going to happen next year. And so if you're sitting in an apartment and you're doing your best, just prep as good as you can right now, but also be making the next year, the 1-year goal, the 5-year goal, the 10-year goal of how you're going to become more self-sufficient. As things stand in America, this may change, but right now, anybody who can basically work can still acquire land. Even if you're on some kind of disability check or something, there are areas where you could afford land. That may not always be the case, but as things stand right now, you can achieve that goal. Anybody can. If you're deeply in debt, if you have a lot of other problems, you can make plans to resolve those issues and get land and get on it and start becoming self-sufficient. And even short of that, there's a lot of ways to become more self-sufficient, and I'll save those for other videos. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to point out today, is the difference between the two, and how this day has really made me think I want to keep pursuing self-sufficiency, and prepping is just a tool in the toolbox, but it's not the end goal. Everybody, in the meantime, happy prepping, stay safe, be well, and happy homesteading.